everyone, welcome back to our little channel. Today I am going to show you how I make my own butter. So what you need is heavy whipping cream, any brand that you like, some salt, a bowl of icy water, and a cloth that you can use to wash your butter. Yes, we have to wash our butter. So how this works is what I do is I pour 2 pints of heavy whipping cream into my mixer, and you can use any mixer for this. I was gifted this wonderful KitchenAid mixer by a dear friend of mine, so I use my KitchenAid mixer with the whisk attachment. The whisk attachment works best for making butter, and what you're going to do is after you have poured your 2 pints of heavy whipping cream into your mixer, you are going to mix it until you see the buttermilk and the butter separate. Okay, so join me on this wonderful journey of making your own butter. You will never buy butter ever again. The reason why I started making my own butter is because the store-bought butter, whenever I put it in a pan to melt it in order to cook eggs or cook food or whatever, 80% of it was water. And I got so irritated with that because I love the taste of butter in my food. And also, it's just so much healthier to make your own butter. What's great about this brand from Cast Clay is that their ingredients, there are no harmful ingredients in this. So it's literally just cream and something else, but I have looked it up and it's not harmful, and I just cannot pronounce the name. It is taken from a farm where the farmers have pledged to not use any extra artificial growth hormones on their cows, so you can know that this heavy whipping cream is safe and healthy for your family to use. And believe me, 3-4 blocks of butter barely even lasted us a week. It's that good. So also, before you pour your pints of heavy whipping cream into your fridge, what you want to do is you want to put this big bowl of water in the fridge because you need it to be really cold. You can add ice to your water to make it really cold in order to wash your butter. The cold water just helps to get that extra bit of buttermilk out much easier. So come along with me on this journey as we make our butter together. You want to start your mixer on a low setting, otherwise you're going to have heavy whipping cream all over your kitchen. Make sure you put a cover on if possible. It just prevents the cream from splattering all over your kitchen and makes life a little easier for you not having to clean that up. As it progresses, you will see that the cream becomes thicker, as if it would be cream that you would put on your dessert. So once it's gone there, just keep mixing it. It might take quite a while, but just keep on mixing it until you see it forming clumps, and then you will see the buttermilk is white and the butter is yellow, and you will clearly see the difference in the cream once you've mixed it for quite some time. you will start seeing that it is forming bubbles. That means the cream is thickening. Okay, so that is what you will see once the cream thickens. This now looks as if you have over whipped cream. That is supposed to look like that. Next up, I'm going to scrape some of the excess cream off the side so I can get everything whipped. And then the buttermilk is going to start separating from the butter. You want to put your mixer off while you do this, otherwise you might lose a finger. You don't want that. Just get all of it off there. And then I just scrape it off on the whisk. We need to teach our children these skills. I only learned it now in the USA, living in the USA. Never knew how to make butter. Well, now I know. Now you know too. Put it back on, but you can let it go a little faster now because most of the liquid has now become so much thicker that you can just put it on high now until it's butter. Okay, so this is what happens next. It looks a little cottage cheesy, a little crummy, but let me see if I can zoom in properly. This camera is struggling to focus. So there you see that liquid in between. That is the buttermilk starting to separate from the butter. We are solidly on our way to having butter, my friends. Again, I'm warning you. Do not put it too fast. Look at what happened to me now. I put it faster to get the butter and the buttermilk separated, and it splattered all over the place, and now I have an extra cleaning job today. Learn from my mistakes. There's it, my friends. This is what it's supposed to look like when the butter and the buttermilk have all separated. You can clearly see what is butter and what is buttermilk. But we don't have butter yet. We still need to wash this butter. And I'm going to show you step by step how to do that too. Okay, friends, so we are on the next step of making our butter. It's about the second last step. What we are going to need is a mixing bowl of cold water or ice water, a chopping board, your cloth to put the butter in order to wash it, some parchment paper to cover your butter. And then what's great about this butter is that it can freeze for a very long time. So no matter how much you make, you can freeze it and store it that way. It's great. Only thing is, if you want to use it, keep it in the fridge. Okay? It's going to stay a little bit hard, so you might want to microwave it a little before you use it after taking it out of the fridge. You can keep it on your shelf if you want to, in a little butter bowl like this. As you see, we use a lot of butter. But it might last, well, you know what, if you make your own butter, it's not going to last that long. But you can keep it on the shelf for about 2 to 3 days. But I would suggest you keep it in the fridge. Only thing is, you might want to microwave it a little bit before you spread it on your bread when you take it straight out of the fridge, but because it's pretty hard. I will do another video on how to make soft butter that you can keep in your fridge but that will stay soft. Yes. So keep an eye on the channel for that upcoming video. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash the butter. The purpose of washing the butter is to get all the extra buttermilk out of the butter. And this is what you're going to do. Okay, friends, you are going to take your butter out of your mixer's bowl. And you can use your hands for this. It's totally fine. It's only you eating the butter. Hopefully. Squeeze the life out of that butter. So when you've washed the butter and it doesn't make those white droplets anymore, then you know you've washed it enough. Take your cloth, put the butter inside the cloth, wrap it up, and now you're going to put it in your water. So what you have here is some really nice buttermilk. Some people throw it away. I wouldn't throw it away. I'm going to use this buttermilk in a dessert that I love to make, which is malva pudding. Check out the next video on how to make malva pudding. So, how to wash your butter. This is how we do it. You take your cloth with your butter and you put it in the water. Don't be scared. The water is cold. Your hands will freeze. But then you just give it a good massage in that water. Imagine some stiff muscles you need to work out. I'm just using one hand because I cut my finger while I was cutting the meat for the sausage I made the other day, some more boerewors. And so I cut my pinky finger, and I don't want that to go into the water and mix with the butter and everything. So I'm just using one hand, but you can use both hands as you wash your butter. You'll see the water turns to a milky white color, and that's all the buttermilk that comes out. The type of cloth you want to use can be a cheesecloth or a muslin cloth. But this cloth is actually a very, very old, very, very thinly washed pillowcase that I cut open, and now I'm using it for my butter. So let's see what this butter looks like. See there? Now what you're going to do is you're going to give it another good squeeze, and if you still have, see there's some more slightly white droplets coming out, so it still needs to go and into the ice bath for a little while longer to get all of that buttermilk out. Just keep working it until you have it all out. Should be enough. Yep, seems like that's enough. Okay, put that aside. You can always keep using that water with the next batch. If you're making more than one batch, you'll get 2 blocks of butter out of this. I'm not sure what the weight of it is. I'm guessing a pound, 2 pounds of like this, but a pound when you divide it in half. Roll it out like that. Put the cloth aside. And then you're gonna shape your butter. It's very easy to shape your butter. I like to cut the butter in half to divide it so that I don't have too much butter all at once. And just mold it in your hands like that. Roll it to a nice shape. You do get some butter shapers, butter molds on the internet. You do get those. I don't really care. It's just us who eat this butter. Our little family of 4. Sit down. And you have a nice block of butter right there. Next thing you can do is you can wrap it up. That aside. You can wrap this piece of butter up like a little gift of butter. A nice happiness butter gift. There we go. And then I cut the sides a little bit. Do normal gift wrapping. Oh, this Christmas, the kids wanted to learn how to wrap gifts. Yes, I think my size says it all. Just wrap it like that, and then you have your little butter gift. And this makes a great gift. Speaking of gifts, you know, if you have a friend who has a birthday or Christmas and you have family coming over, you know, there's nothing that says I love you more than handmade gifts, and even more like handmade butter, homemade butter or homemade bread. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put the rest of your butter, you're going to put it in a little Ziploc baggie into the fridge, and then you freeze it. Great way to save money and preserve some nice food. Okay, my friends, thank you so much for watching this video on how to make your own butter. If you liked it, comment below. Let me know if you've made your own butter. And if you have any tips or tricks, comment it. I would love to hear from you. And if you have something specific that you want me to make or try to make, let me know. I would absolutely love to entertain you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. If you're new here, subscribe. What are you doing with your life? See you soon. Bye.